we have not, a face that you don't know. In Tamil community, it's a very popular name and face. Needan Shan is with us. So how do you feel being a Tamil Canadian today? It's a landmark, historic moment.
Definitely, this is a long time waiting for us, for decades, a dream of that we've been carrying for decades, and now we're very happy that we have this announcement. This has brought our dream very close to reality, and so it is for people who have been struggling, to get a permit, and sometimes we ask so many other questions. There's so much hurdles. There's so much stereotypes about who we are and so on, and to finally find a home that we can call it ourselves, and to be helping others to not just our community, but
Okay, so it would be for other people as well.
we will be opening up to, just like other cultural community centers are being used by others too, we're opening it up, but it is for the Tamil community, but it is also open to others.
And what do you think is the highlight of this?
I think the important thing is the strength of the community, that all three levels of government have come together, and there's unanimous support for this project from all parties, all government. That speaks to the strength of the Tamil community. Politically, socially, culturally, and economically, we've become stronger. That's hard to ignore us. It is our strength that's driven this. So what is happening today with the government is it's a form of recognition. It's a form of acknowledgement that we have contributed, and it's time for government to give back to the community that has worked so hard to make this country strong. So I don't think, we are thankful that they're doing it, but at the same time, the real thanks is to our community that has persevered and did all this work in our community here.
So I would say it's a happy moment, but for sure a proud moment for Tamil community here. So hi, congratulations on this special announcement. This is a historic one today, right? How do you feel being a Tamil Canadian and a part of this whole historic event?
Well, I feel very proud and very happy that all three levels of government came together to give the announcement for the Tamil Community Centre. And I'm proud to be part of Ontario government that's giving nearly $12 million for the construction of the Tamil Community Centre. And I am incredibly proud that Ontario government is giving this funding, and I'm very thankful that Premier Doug Ford, Minister Sharma, Minister Lecce, Minister Phillips, and I got a lot of support from Minister Bethlen Fowley, Minister Todd Smith, Minister Caroline Mulroney, and all the ministers and MPPs. They were a strong supporter for this proposal, and from day one they showed their support and they gave the funding, and we nominated the project to the federal government. I'm glad federal government also jumped on board to fund this project, and thanks to Mayor John Tory for being very generous by providing the land for the Tamil Community Centre. So again, it's a huge historic milestone for Tamil community, and this is a community centre for Tamil community and all Ontarians and all Canadians, so that everyone can come here and enjoy the recreational activities and host cultural events and make sure that we grow our next generation in a safe and in a good manner. Thank you.
And in an inclusive. One last question. When you mentioned that there's a whole lot of support from all the levels of government, and you can see that that's the result, there must have been few challenges as well. So would you like to highlight one or two?
Yes, always. When it comes to any project, any funding project or any project, there's always challenges. For example, like finding a location and making sure to bring all three levels of government to come together. So in terms of each government, for example, I can speak about the provincial government. So once the application was submitted to the Ontario government, so it was on my shoulders to go and advocate this project to Premier Ford and all the cabinet ministers.
That was the first challenge.
That was the first challenge, and I took it very close to my heart, and I advocated with passion. And from day one, Premier and all the cabinet ministers and MPPs, they show the support. And once we nominated, federal government also jumped on board. But I had to give a shout out to the steering committee for bringing not just all the three levels of government, for bringing the entire community and all the organization together for championing this project, because without their the leadership, this is not possible. So again, I want to take this time to congratulate Siva, Keetana and the entire steering committee for their incredible work.
I can see a lot of good intentions and energy and youth energy on board for this. Congratulations and good luck.
Thank you so much. Thanks to all the CMR TVI audience, and thanks for your support as well.
So we have here the Gary G with us, and congratulations first of all for this historic event, and seeing you as being the instrumental factor, one of the instrumental factor here, was such a proud moment for all of Tamilians here. But one question I have in mind, like doing all this process, through all this process, what do you still think could have been done, which is still not a part of the process, and or you would like to include more later on?
Well, I think this is a very important starting point. It is something that will incorporate many different elements that the community has wanted. The organizers have worked extensively towards consulting the community and incorporating their needs into this process, and the outcome today is a reflection of that. So I think what we need to do is now. It's funded project, so it needs to be built, and once it's built, then I think we need to reflect and see what other elements may be added. But I think for today, this is an incredible start. It's an important day. It's a milestone event for the Tamil community, and I think over the years we will be able to build on this success. And maybe this may not be the only center that's there. We may need it, and as the community grows and develops. There's large communities in Ajax, there's larger communities in Brampton and elsewhere, so this may just be the beginning of something that's much broader. But for today, this is a phenomenal achievement.
For sure, incredible, and there is a vision we can see here. But here one more thing we saw, which is incredible again, that all three levels of government came together, federal, provincial and municipal, and there must have been some major motivation factor behind that. So what do you think was that?
I think the motivation is a reflection of the of the strength of the Tamil community, and I think that was reflected because there was representation both at the federal and provincial level, and of course Mayor Tory and Dr. Jennifer McKelvey have been incredible partners for us, and of course the leadership of the Tamil Community Center team has been phenomenal. So I think it's a combination of all of that work that got us here today.
Yeah, so there is a strong representation, and that should continue for Tamil community to have your voice heard and have many more of these kind of things which is for community and by community. Thank you so much and congratulations again.
Good morning everyone. Thank you to Deputy Prime Minister Freeland. Thank you to Premier Ford, our Minister of Infrastructure Kinga Sema, my federal and provincial colleagues, Mayor Tory, and the local councillor McKelvey. Today's announcement is truly historic. My friends, 30 years ago, I still remember, more than 30 years ago, the day my father told me, don't come home. And I felt everything I had to begin to create a better life here in Canada. At the height of the Civil War, Tamil community experienced traumas that still haunt us to this day. The discrimination and fear for our life was so heavy that we had to flee our homeland. When we all arrived in Canada, like me, we came thinking that we lost almost everything, including our loved ones. But we held on to one thing. We held on to one thing, our hopes and dreams. Our hopes and dreams. Here we are, collectively on this momentous day, living dreams in reality. Today in Canada, we are recognizing and honoring the richness of our native Tamil culture. And not only that, we are investing in preserving what we fought so hard to keep. This is the essence of how beautiful Canada is and why so many now Canada our home. The Tamils are a resilient community who have willpower to overcome challenges thrown in our way. When I got elected as a Markham City Councillor 13 years ago, I realized that there was a big service gap in the southeast part of the Markham community. I realized there's a big service gap. The kids are growing up without close accessibility to recreational activities, swimming pool, libraries, and place together for youth and seniors in my community. After 8 years of advocacy, hard work, budget allocation, and continuous support from the Markham Council, we were able to build a state-of-the-art community center in the southeast part of the Markham, which is not far away from here. You could walk from here. The reason I am mentioning this, because I understand firsthand how important this future community center is, especially for children, youth, families, and seniors how we are improving the quality of life of the people, all worker people. It was intended that the Tamil Community Center be a dynamic, innovative, multi-purpose, and non-denominational facility incorporating spaces and services to help address and cater the current and growing needs of the diverse community in this part of the area. The aim was to also reflect the community commitment to creating a safer, accessible, and environmentally sustainable space. This community center will serve as a hub for the Tamils in GTA. Through the Tamil Community Center, we are laying a strong foundation for a rich cultural community. We are building a healthy community through the building. We are not just building the building. We are building the building to build the community. Special thank you to our Premier, Ford, Minister Sharma, and my colleagues for the unwavering support as a province of Ontario, investing $11.9 million for this community center. Thank you to our federal and municipal partners for your support, and especially thank you to so many ministers to thanks, but special thank you to Minister Rod Smith, former finance minister. Premier give you a marching order, somebody got to sign the check. And for his unwavering support, and so many ministers to thanks, and so many MPPs, my colleagues, are giving us supporting letters to make this event, this community center reality. So finally, give you a big shout out to the board of directors, TCC, Siva Vimala Chandran, Kirtana Trang, Nitra Rodrigo, Nathan Shan, Vidhu Ramachandran, Ramla Kediswaran, Dr. Lambo, Dr. Sanda, and volunteers for their tireless hard work and advocacy for bringing this community center to this stage. I'm proud to be a part of the province that continues to honor our diversity in culture and heritage. Today here in Ontario, we continue to love, cherish, preserve, and invest in what it's meant to be Tamil. Thank you for everyone that was part of this day.